Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. My name is James Williams Jr. So I'm gonna leave this on until midnight. So that's like so many moments from now. But this video is about my father who passed away. Today would be my father's 70th birthday, if he was still breathing. So to my father and my brothers and my siblings, happy birthday, Dad. We miss you, we love you, and I want to give you guys a quick story. So it's kind of gross, but kind of funny at the same time. And this is one that I share with my dad because it's kind of his fault. Alright, so I'm every bit of either 11 or 12. I'm not sure, because memories get distorted as you get older. And we're going through Jersey Park in Smithfield. For those who don't know Jersey Park versus New Jersey Park, we were actually in New Jersey Park, which would be the Jersey Park apartments versus the Jersey Park housing. Alright, so we were going through, we left 131B Street, I think. Wherever the hell my Aunt Ruth used to live, we left that. So we left that place, and we were going to my Uncle Bruce's house. And there was a pile of white rocks. It wasn't rocks, but for the sake of the story, it was rocks until I picked them up. Alright? So there's a big old pile of white rocks. There's not really that big of a pile, but it's a story. It's a true story, so I can exaggerate a little bit. It was a fairly nice pile of white rocks. And so, before we got there, we were going through the trail, and I was picking up rocks and just throwing them everywhere, And my dad would constantly tell me, Jimmy, stop throwing those damn rocks. And I'd give him that little kid roll your eye shit, because I knew my dad wouldn't beat me. I could almost get away with murder in front of him. Unless it was really, really bad, my dad would never beat me. I'll tell you another story about that in a minute. But, so, I picked up the white rocks. And my dad insisted that I should not pick up the white rocks the whole time. And I was like, psh, fuck you, buddy. I'm going to pick up these white rocks. So, I picked up the white rocks. And I had them in this hand, and I put them in this hand. I started throwing the white rocks. And my dad said, you should probably smell your hand. So I smelled my hand, and I flung the white rocks. Because they were not white rocks. They were animal droppings, which I had picked up with my bare hands. So when a parent tells you not to do something, you should probably not do it. And that was story number 1. So a few years later, no, wasn't even a few years later, it's probably a year or so later, my dad went to work, and he was having a bad day. But normally, when he has a bad day, he will talk to me if I'm doing something wrong. So my dad, man, my aunts and them, they would let me cuss. And I was doing an Eddie Murphy skit. And I was like, I had it down pat about the West Indian feet and some other stuff. And Carvel ice cream store, whatever. Anyway, I was doing the Eddie Murphy skit. And my dad came home from work and had a bad day. And my real name is James. But since my dad's name is James, he calls me Jimmy. I do not know how you get Jimmy from James, since Jimmy has more numbers or letters in it than the name James does. But anyway, old school. So I'm cussing my ass off. And I mean, I'm swearing up a storm. And I had this old saying, and y'all from Virginia, especially from Smithfield, y'all know the words. Let me slow it down for you. To start with. Or the start with. And I was a broken record with that word. To start with. So my dad was sitting on the porch, and I was standing next to the door, storm door. So my dad's talking, and I'm steadily going at it, and he's like, Jimmy, don't say that no damn mo. To start with, the motherfucker start with. And my dad said, Jimmy, if you say to start with one more cotton picking time, I'ma smack the shit out you. And I looked around at everybody, and I got, I OD'd on some bowl pills. And I looked around and I said, to start with, Only I didn't say it that way because the words I actually said was to start with. But the way I said it was to start with. My motherfucking name is James. And before that finished, my dad's left hand back smacked the shit out of me. And my head hit the storm door. And my back also hit the storm. I'm lucky I didn't go through the damn door. And it was closed, by the way. So I was speechless because I was like stunned. I didn't get hurt, you know. I was shocked because my dad never, ever, ever, ever in my life until that day spanked me for the dumb stuff that I've done. And God knows I got away with a lot of shit with my dad. But he backhanded me, pow! He pimp slapped the shit out of my ass. Like, pow! And everything just like stopped. It's like time stopped. I could look around. My aunts were looking. My cousins were looking. And I had been that kid for the better part of 12 years that never ever got his ass beat by his father. Ever. Until that day. I didn't get my ass beat. But I got bitch slapped. And I straightened up after that. And I stopped using the words to start with around my father. Now around everybody else I would still say it. But my father showed up. To start with, I would not use the words to start with, to start with, to start with. Fun times, man. Fun times, man. So, another fun story. So one time my father and I, this is more recent, before he passed. Yeah. My dad has always been my iron pillar, the person that kept me from doing really, really stupid stuff. And as a martial artist, you know, he'd keep me grounded. So he used to always say, Jimmy, I'm going to take care of you when my ship comes in. And so we were planning to film. No, we were planning to film. We were going to start off from me being him younger, and then him being me, well, him being himself older. And we were going to film this in Richmond at the docks. In case y'all don't know where the docks are, there used to be a boat restaurant that used to sail in and take you guys around and shit. So, our ultimate commercial, and don't you guys do this, okay, or I'm going to sue the shit out of anybody who does this. So, I would be there first in his clothes. I'm a little smaller than him. So, I had some basically replica type clothes. And we were going to film this shit. Because my dad would never ever, up until probably a year before he died, he always would say, Jimmy, I'm going to take care of you when my ship comes in. So, yeah. Damn it. That boy. Anyway. So, we would get ready to set. You know, we were setting everything up before I had to go get this damn hip replacement, which ruined everything. Because we never got to film because of my hip replacement, then he died right after. So the plan was for us to film, and it'd be me getting old, but it would never show me getting old. We just having our backs to us, and then we'd have him, like, because you could do that thing where it would fade so that like time went by, and it'd have him there, and then I'd show back up as his child, like, so what are you waiting for? I'm waiting for my ship to come in. So for those who don't understand what that means, for all you young folks who are not Generation Xers, the baby boomers used to have a saying that when their ship come in, they're going to have all this money. And so that's why my dad always said, Jimmy, I'm going to take care of you when my ship comes in. Not that I'm not going to take care of the other kids too, but I'm going to take care of you when my ship comes in. And that was our thing, you know. And it was kind of like our running joke, you know. So I love the hell out of my father. I miss him tremendously. The weight has gotten lighter. It's not easier after you lose a parent, no matter what anybody tells you. It's not easier. It gets lighter, but it's not easier. And I just wanted to share that moment with y'all on his 70th birthday. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Love your parents, man. Be seeing you.